and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lina and this is a Library of Diamonds, and in today's video I am bringing to you a WIP and chat. And this is going to be a bit stressful, not because what I'm going to talk about, or no, it's because of the way that I'm going to be particularly diamond painting today. I'm not going to give much details. You're just going to see and maybe notice something different than to the way that I regularly diamond paint, but that is because I am currently doing a challenge and this is a part of that challenge. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I can assure you that the progress that I'm going to make is going to be significantly smaller than what I am usually capable of doing. And usually in my WIP and chats, since they are not very long, they're usually like under 40 minutes, you know, from half an hour to 40 minutes and even less sometimes. I think yeah, I don't see much progress happening. This is actually a bit crooked. Why? So I am working on Ghost Cafe. This is the very first diamond painting that I started for Drills and Chills for the challenge. And wait a minute. And I am in my second to last row, taking away the center part where it's like the little witch with one of the ghosties, because I decided to leave that to the end. But I am confident, well, I don't know yet, but I think I'm gonna be able to finish this one sooner rather than later. I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. I am not promising anything, of course. So today, I think the only color that I'm gonna be using is this one. So I am going to be putting the rest of my tray away because I know that I'm not going to be using any other colors. So let's go ahead and pour. How are you guys? Oh, what was that? I don't know. Something just came from me. I don't know. How has your week gone? I record these videos on Thursdays, for them to go up on Fridays. I know that there's people who do them, you know, on Saturdays to Sundays, Sundays to Mondays, or from any other day to the middle of the week. I know it's quite different. Like, it really varies depending on, you know, everyone's own created schedule. So for the schedule that I created, I record these ones on Thursdays and upload them on Fridays. I'm sorry. There have been a couple of times where these videos have gone other days of the week, or not gone up at all, you know, because life circumstances and rearrangements that I've had to do in various occasions. But that it really depends on a week-to-week basis. I don't know that I'm going to be changing the day of the upload, or if I'm going to cancel the WIP and chat upload. I genuinely don't know until like the day of or the day before, if something comes up, or if I decide that, you know, there's not much to talk about, or if I don't feel like talking a lot. Because there are times when things are going on. It's not that things are not happening, it's just that I am the type of person who, when something happens, it can go one of two ways. I either just need to talk about it, and that's the way I process it, like talk about it and kind of internalizing it that way. To, you know, sometimes things happen that you don't fully get the grasp of them because it's a situation that is just confusing or super out of the ordinary. So that's one of the ways that I process things. But on the majority of times, the way that I process things is definitely not through talking. It's more through kind of thinking. I do a lot of you know, thinking and seeing all the various possibilities and possible outcomes, pretty much an anxiety driven thought process where I go through everything and anything that could go either good or bad. And yeah, by the time that I already processed it, I don't have the need to speak it out loud or to talk to someone about it. There are a few people I definitely talk about regardless, like my boyfriend or my best friends. But again, it's not everything. It's just some things. And it all depends on a, it's not like, oh, all of these things I don't speak about or all of these things I do speak about. It is a case by case scenario that I kind of analyze those sort of things. So for these past few weeks, a lot of things have happened, more in my personal life. And right now, I think I am kind of accepting of everything that is going on. And so I don't feel like it's a situation that still stresses me out, but it's not causing me, the level. I think that there's always like a healthy-ish level of anxiety that things cause you, because you still need to, worry about things and do something about it. And if you just don't care about anything and don't have any sort of level of anxiety, then you just freeze and don't do anything, and then there's no progress, either forward or backwards or any of that. So that's the way I see it, at least. So that thing in particular that I'm talking about is all the health things that I am going through right now. Is not that I am like in a dire situation or any of that. It's just like every year I need to get like checkups, general checkups. But this year in particular, like there are certain things that need to get done every 2 years, every 3 years. And this year in particular, like everything that is yearly, bi-yearly, and every 3 years, like coincide in this year. Like every 3 years, well, no, every 6 years this will happen. Like, and so what was really stressing me about many things is that there are things that I thought were going to be covered by insurance, and other things that are not going to get covered. And during these past few weeks, I've been trying to go back and forth with the insurance company and my doctor, and sending documentation and trying to get things approved pretty much. And it has worked sometimes it hasn't. But oh gosh, it's so frustrating. So for now, out of all of the expenses that I thought were not going to be covered by insurance, around 35, we made it, we got to a point where between my doctors and the insurance company and me, we got to the point where if I conglomerate the costs of everything, around 35% of the costs is going to be covered, which is still not what I wanted, but it's better than the entire 100% that I would for sure would need to pay. So we're going through that. We're trying to kind of arrange it in a way where I can pay up front for some things, and other things kind of pay them as in a credit form sort of way, with no interest, because that's kind of the arrangement that we got into. So that's good news, at least, that I don't have to spend out of pocket like thousands upon thousands of dollars. It's still going to be thousands of dollars at the end, but it doesn't need to be all paid upfront out of pocket, like in a day, So that's a bit reassuring, and that's a bit, that makes me feel a bit more at ease. But still, I don't like to feel that I owe, even if it's like interest free, like there's no interest rate or anything. I still don't feel comfortable with owing someone, monetarily. I don't know. I just guess I have like money issues from my childhood, of situations that happened. I don't know. That's another topic for another day entirely, definitely. But I still want to focus these following months in, let's say that the payments are going to get like $500 a month or something like that. This is just a random number. I'm not talking real numbers. I want to be able to each month be able to pay more than it's needed. That way the following payments get lower and lower and lower. And that way I can end up paying that faster. So I don't have that added thing into myself. And so in order to do that, I created with my boyfriend, we created a very aggressive budget plan. A very, very aggressive one, where there's no fun money. other than our anniversary dinner, which we went to yesterday, a few days before. Literally no fun money, except for, you know, a very small amount that if we want to get something, it either has to be that amount per month or we can save it up. And that's just an agreement that we got to. So is it going to be a very hard couple of months? Yes. But is it going to bring me mental clarity and stability and not make me overly anxious over a longer period of time? Also, yes. Like, doing this instead of having to do these payments every month for about a year, we're hoping, like, according to our plans on our numbers, we're hoping to get it covered in its entirety in about 4 to 6 months. That's how aggressive we're trying to be with it. So there goes that. You know, sometimes you have to be an adult about it, but it's a plan at least, and it's a better outcome than, you know, something is better than nothing. And having to cover 65% of it instead of the 100% of it, like, it's way, way better. And also depending on the results of those initial, you know, because most of these testings that I'm getting done is just follow-ups that, you know, it can be like, okay, you're good to go. Nothing has changed. Nothing needs, you know, a further exam or anything. But but it can come up, you know, that I need a new treatment or that I need something new or different, or I need to be further assessment or whatever. The insurance company, like, the agreement that we got to was that they were taking into consideration also any further testing or thing that should need to get done with the same percentage, and potentially more, depending on which situation. Because if it's a situation that is fully covered by them, then of course the 35% is not there. They have to cover it fully. So that's great in a way, and in a way it's not, but as I said, it's something. But let's just not talk about this anymore, because yeah, I just wanted to kind of, you know, give an update. I know I have a few friends here that watch, and that's kind of the situation. And as I said, it's not as stressful as it was right at the beginning. It still brings the stress, of course, but it's not nearly to the level where it was at the beginning, where I didn't know what I was going to do. But now, you know, most things are cleared up. We have a plan to move forward and move towards. So I'm good with it. But in good news, this past week has been really different than my regular week. My regular week is usually home, kitty, diamond paint, and pretty much that's it. You know, creating diamond painting content and stuff like that. You know, it's very kind of, there's a routine. I have a very well established routine. But last Friday, if you saw my my vlog that I am right now doing weekly, at least during the, you know, while the duration of Drills and Chills, I went to visit my mom because it was her birthday. It was a chaos. Like, we got there on Friday, and on Saturday, me and my sisters were just prepping everything, like everything we could. And everything was seemingly good, seemingly okay. Like, we got the cake, we already had, you know, the food, everything was pretty much ready to go. But then at night, in the early, well, not at night, more like the early hours of the morning, we were woken up because it was really, really hot. And I woke up and I saw the AC turned off, the fan, like the ceiling fan, turned off, and realized that we had no power. There was no electricity, and we were like, oh. But right after we realized it, the power came back, and immediately after, this thunder, like, it's been a while since I heard a thunder so loud and so long and so strenuous. We were just like, oh my God, what's going on? And like we were hearing that it was raining and that it seemed to be heavy rain. But when I opened the window to look outside, oh my God, the amount and the not just the amount, but the wind and the way it was raining, I was just like, uh-oh, I think my mom's party is not going to be able to, to happen pretty much, because we planned it to have it on a property that we have that is outdoors and has a pool, and it's nice. We were not planning on getting on the pool, but it's like a gardeny type of area and it's outdoors. So we thought, oh, I guess this is it. I guess we're not, well, the party's not longer happening. That was our initial thought. But then around 10 a.m., it was sunny as you can imagine it be. Like there was not even puddles in the streets and like nowhere. If you had told me that just 4 or 5 hours before there was a thunderstorm similar to a hurricane, to how a hurricane looks, at least how it looks in where I live, I would have not believed you. And so we were already kind of in the works of canceling everything to make it happen on Tuesday, which was my mom's actual birthday day. And then we see this and we're like, should we keep canceling or what's going on? We were just really confused. At the end, we said, you know what? Fuck it. It has like a covered area. We don't need to be exactly outdoors. There's also a spot where even if it rains heavily, we're not gonna get wet or anything. And so we decided to go on with it. And that was a good choice because yes, it still rained quite a bit and a bit heavily, but it was not nearly as bad as we thought it was going to be. We were able to move on with the party. It started to rain around, like the party was going to be, it was more like a late dinner type of thing. But it started to rain around 6, but it was like really light rain. But then it started to rain really like heavily, moving towards around 7:30 or so. But yeah, we were covered enough that even if it was kind of a heavy rain, it was not as windy as it was in the morning. That was one of our biggest worries, that it was going to be so windy that everything was going to be flying around, and that's what would make it impossible for us to move forward with the party. But thank God we decided to move forward with it because it went great. We just spent, like, there was nothing in particular or specific about it. We just spent time together. My sister's boyfriends did dinner, which was like, it was a barbecue, but not like the regular kind of barbecue from the US that you might be able to, like, you might be used to see. It was a Mexican barbecue. It's kind of different. It's like, beef steak, and it's a bit different, but still. We got frijoles charros which is like charro beans. Oh, they were delicious. And also like, I don't know how to translate it, but they're sausages and I think they're pork, but they have a different name. They're so juicy. I don't even know how to describe them, but they're so good. And the cake was super pretty. And I can tell you, I don't think I have pictures. I think my sisters have the pictures. I'm gonna ask for the pictures. And I'm not a person who uploads like a lot of personal things or that is used to take a lot of pictures on a day-to-day basis. If anything, I have gotten a bit used to, recording things like now that I'm doing vlogs or for my challenges, more in a vloggy type of style, like documenting. But I don't do that for my real life. So most of the things must be on my sister's phone. So I'm gonna try to ask if they have. I mean, they must have. They are the ones who do a lot of that. But yeah, it was good. It was nice. And other nice thing about, you know, going to my hometown is that I got to see my dad. I usually don't get to see him that often because, you know, he lives there. He sometimes comes to the city that I live in, but it's usually for work. So, and he's usually kind of like in a rush. So it's rare that he stays for long. And whenever I see him, it's just for like short periods of time. And so I got to see him, and I got to see him on Saturday at night, and we went for a little bit to my uncle's house. We were just, you know, spending some time together, chatting, nothing specific or different about it. And then on, was it Sunday or was it on Monday? No, it was on Monday. Yeah, on Monday, well, for me it was morning, although it wasn't not morning because it was early noon, but he invited me to have lunch. And I was like, lunch? I have not even had breakfast because I woke up really, really late. The day before, we were just, you know, my sisters and I, it was after the party, we were just chatting and we were just watching TV and reality TV, and we were just, you know, spending time together. We went to bed really late, around, what time? I would say 3:30, 2:30. I don't even remember. I think it was like 3. I'm going to round it up and say, well, round it and say that it was around 3 a.m. So the next day, we all woke up kind of late. Ooh, are you leaving? Are you going to open the door? You know how to open the door. Yes, you do. My kitty was here, but I think she's so funny. I mean, she's grumpy, but I love her. Okay, where was I? Oh, so I woke up really late, and so we went to have lunch, and later on he kind of showed me around. Like, he is an entrepreneur. He has his own businesses. He's always, oh, I'm sorry, I hit the camera. He's always kind of like trying to see what else to do. He does not sit still a lot at all, if that. He's a very, very hard worker, and he's really kind of, he's proud of everything he does. And of course he should be. What seems like, whenever I see him, I get kind of like, when that feeling that you get when you see like a little kid really excited about a new toy or a show or something, like this kind of naivety of all this hope. Every time that he tells me about one of his new endeavors, I'm just glad that he's still like that, because it kind of reminds me that even though he's 60, and that he very well could retire, he loves his job and what he does, and it truly brings him happiness. You know, it just reminds me that not because he's 60, it means that he's, you know, done or whatever. So it was really kind of cute in a sense. So he was asking me what I thought about it, and if I thought, you know, pretty much asking me for some sort of input. And what I always told him, or what I always tell him, is that, you know, whatever makes him happy, he's good with that. Because he has evolved a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, from, you know, how, you know, boys were kind of raised in his times when he was little, like those type of things. He's kind of deconstructing himself little by little, and I just kind of see it. Well, hello, this is me around 20 minutes after the last part of the WIP and Chat that you just saw. Apparently, I didn't notice that my storage was almost full, and so my phone stopped recording like 15 to 20 minutes ago. So I just checked the last things that I was saying. I was just talking about my dad and that I am proud of him because, you know, he's made a lot of progress in his life and such. But to other content creators out there, does this happen to you? Like, when for some reason you are not recording and you realize later, does it happen to you that you just kind of are like, oh, and sort of lose the spark that you had, and you don't even want to go through what you talked about before? Because it happens to me. But yeah, I'm gonna try to sort of go a little about what I was talking about, because you know it was regarding my kitty, so that's fine. Like it was nothing like super major or anything. But what I was saying is that, well, after that weekend in my house, I actually did I said the thing is that I don't remember what I said before what. So if I'm repeating myself, I am really sorry, but I think that this part I said afterwards, that while I was, visiting my family, I didn't really do much time in painting, but that at the end, it didn't really matter to me because primarily, is that the way it's said? My primarily goal was to spend time with family, which I did. And I just took my diamond painting because, you know, there's times when everyone goes around and does their own things. And yeah, that was basically what I did. And other times, you know, I went to bed a bit later than my mom and sisters. And so I was spending like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour at most diamond painting here and there. And I did some progress in those 4 days. It's just that I know that if I had spent that time, those 4 days here back at home, I would have likely have finished this entire diamond painting. But again, it's nothing, it's not something that I'm stressing over because, as I said, I just took it as a form of distraction and having some fun and alone time. And yeah, right now I think I'm crossing my fingers that I'm going to be able to finish this before next week, but I still don't know, because just as a little before I came to record my WIP and chat, my boyfriend sent me a message that one of his friends was going to celebrate his birthday and that he was going to be making this party, yeah, it was sort of a party, but during the day. And he invited us, and that's going to be on Saturday, but I don't think how long it's going to be. I know that it's going to be like during the day, but those type of parties sometimes run a little bit into the night. I really doubt that it's going to go like into the early hours of the morning, because like that friend specifically already has a kid, and you know, they're more like our age. My boyfriend has friends that are a bit younger than him and that are still very much in the phase of not committing. And then he has a group of friends that are his age, and you know, most of them are in what am I doing? Most of them are like in stable relationships. Some of them are even married or engaged to be married, or you know, stuff like that. So it's kind of a very sort of drastic difference between his two group friends. It's just nice to see it's fun, I guess. Interesting, I think it's the word, to see that type of contrast. And so that's going to be on Saturday. Whew, I need to check the weather because I know to what his friend described, because he sent a voice note to my boyfriend, and my boyfriend forwarded it to me, and it sounds like it's gonna be like outdoors, kind of like where we were going to do my mom's birthday party, but it's not gonna rain. It's gonna be quite sunny, so I really need to check the weather and prepare myself for that, because if it's gonna be really, really like rainy, sunny, it depends what type of sun it is, because there's sun. Sometimes it's hot, but it's also really humid, and that's the worst for me because it gets so stuffy that I feel that I cannot breathe. It's really, really annoying. And then there are times where it is really sunny, but I can get into kind of like a heat, not a heat stroke, but heat really affects me a lot, like symptom wise. It's not that something really, really bad is going to happen to me, but I feel really, really not at all there. Not at all. And so I really need to prepare with hydration and everything. And I assume I want to drink some alcohol, like those type of ciders that don't have much alcohol but taste like really sweet, like sugary drinks, but maybe just one or two, because again, I don't want to force my body to overload too much, you know, to overwork when it's already like on extra time 24/7, I feel. And so maybe I'm just taking one or two of those to pretty much to sort of, you know, drink them at the beginning of the day. That way I have the rest of the day for that to get away from my system, like flush it over. But it's cool. I don't, oh gosh. No, but I think I'm gonna have time to edit the video, like for the vlog. I was thinking about how I might not be able to edit the vlog, but I think I am going to be able to. Well, I hope. We'll see. But yeah. Where is it? What else I was going to tell you about. I don't think it's, and where have I shared this? I think I shared this in the Discord group, how my cat loves the neighbor's mat, like the entrance mat, because it's of coconut fiber. She loves it. She adores it. And my boyfriend's mom bought one for her Queenie, a few weeks ago, but it, like, the description said one thing, but in reality it was not what it was described as. So it was a very, very different texture, and Queenie didn't really like it. She is now like the mat where she eats and everything. That way, if she pours some food out, or it falls there instead of directly into the floor, and it's a bit easier to clean up. But then while I was back at my mom's house, my boyfriend's mom told him that she had seen one of the mats that she thought was actually the one that we were looking for. And like, we had not gotten her one because we were afraid of what happened with the mat that my mother-in-law, that my mom-in-law bought, that it was not going to be the same. I don't know. And we kind of searched here and there for that type of mat, but they were not convincing. They were, I don't know, they were weird. I was not convinced. But then yesterday after work, he came and picked me up, and we went to see if that was it, if the picture that and the description of the mat was accurate. And it was, and it was super, super cheap. That was the most surprising of it all, because it was only about, I don't know, from between $15 and $17. It was really cheap. And so we got it, and I was really happy and really hopeful that Queenie was gonna love it and that she was gonna like it, because she likes like spiky things, like, you know, I don't know, she's funny. I mean, all cats are funny, but she likes the spiky things, and it was really, really spiky. And I was like, oh my god, she's gonna love it, she's gonna love it, she's gonna love it. We got home, and she just stepped over the mat. She smelled it for a little bit, and she just kind of scratched a little bit, and that was it. That was it. There was no more attention paid to that mat from Queenie. And then I go in the middle of the night to the bathroom, and I see her sleeping in the cardboard box from Costco. Because, you know, yeah, all of those things that you see that are stereotypically from cats, it's most likely a thing if you have a cat. If your cat doesn't prefer a random cardboard box over a new brand thing, a brand new thing for her or for them, or a toy or something, it must have the soul of a dog or something, because cats are weird. And so I'm just, you know, I just told my boyfriend, let's see if, you know, with how days progress, she starts to like it. And if she doesn't, it's fine. Like, we still have a mat, and it's a pretty mat at that. So there it goes. But yeah. Oh, actually, I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you. Yesterday as well, we went to get the mat. It was in a sort of, well, not a sort of, it was a mall in the section of, and like the mat was sold on a specific section and whatever. And in the rooftop of that mall, there are a lot of restaurants. And one of the restaurants that I love most is one that I've only been twice now. Like, I've only been once there, and it was I can already consider it kind of my favorite restaurant in there, like in that specific plaza. It's a buffet, and it has sushi and Chinese food, some Oriental food like ramen. It's really good, and it's really cheap as well, like compared to other places. And also the location of that mall plaza thing, it's like in a very expensive area of the city, and you know, for the area that is located and how popular it is, honestly, and you know, the overall quality that you can feel in the food and the overall, the way that the whole place looks and everything, it's really, really cheap, you know, for what it is or what you might expect. And so during the weekend, my boyfriend went there with his mom and his brother, because she oftentimes invite us, and of course I didn't go because I was in my hometown, in my mom's house. And I actually got a bit sad because since the first time that I went there, I've been wanting to go back so bad. And after we got the mat, he was like, oh, why don't we go there? And I was like, no, but it's fine. Like, you just went. It's okay. We can do some dinner at home. And more because I just, like, after we bought that, the mat of Queenie, I suddenly got this, like, hunger. I don't know. It was like, you're hungry now. It was really weird, but I started to feel really, really hungry. And I told him, like, why don't we just leave? Because I'm so hungry. I just want to have some dinner. And then he said, well, we can go here. And I'm like, no, that's like, I didn't want it to seem that I was saying it on purpose, you know, because that place is also there. But he told me, oh no, actually, before I picked you up, I was kind of thinking about going, and and then he said, like, let's take this as our, you know, celebration of another month anniversary thing, because we celebrate another month together on the 22nd. And, you know, yesterday it was the 18th, and he was like, let's just, like, we're already here. Let's just celebrate this a little ahead of time and call it a day. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, sure, of course. And we went there and I was so happy, and I want to say that I ate quite a lot, but I actually didn't, because I cannot hold a lot of food. The way my body is right now, that it's a bit weird and funky, is that I can eat many times during the day, but the amounts that I have to eat are small, and I have to eat very, very slowly, even that. And well, I didn't eat as much in quantity, but I for sure tried everything that I wanted to try, like the sushi, the Chinese, and the desserts. Oh my god, they had fried Oreos, which was not probably the best choice, because sugar with a heavy load of, you know, oils and fat makes me feel kind of sick. But was it a miracle? I don't know that, but yesterday I didn't really, like, it didn't make my stomach upset. It didn't make me fall ill or anything, which I was completely expecting, but completely willing to sacrifice myself for that food. So it was great. It was great. I ate really, really nicely. I'm going to see if I can, I try to record, but I am so shy outside. You know, I'm so shy. I just recorded myself like eating a little, and not even my full face is shown, but I'm going to try to remember to put it in here. And if I forget to put it in here, I'm gonna try to remember, like, I'm gonna put it in the vlog, because for sure, if I see my like, when I'm editing and everything, if I see that, I'm gonna want to put it in the vlog, just as a, you know, hello, I'm here sort of thing. So yeah, it was a really, really great day, like a reuniting with my boyfriend. Because in the morning, I came home in the morning. It was like 10. No, it was not 10 a.m. It was like 9:30 a.m. And my boyfriend was about to leave, and I just could, like, give him a very quick hug and a quick kiss. And I was like, but I miss you. But he had to leave to work. So it was kind of like a nice reuniting day, and we just spent 4 days apart. But, you know, I don't know, we've been living together for such a long time that I miss him quite quickly, quite fast. And that was it. I think that I don't have any more updates for you right now. I am currently, as you can see, I'm currently doing something different. And I think I said it at the beginning of the WIP and Chat, that this is for a challenge that I am hoping I can finish and that I can have up by either Monday or Wednesday of next week, but I still don't know because time. Like we have that thing on Saturday that I don't know how long it's gonna take. It's here in the city, like it's nothing far away or anything, but still, I want, you know, I want to everything that comes up in life that is not a routine, I really want to focus on enjoying the moment and not kind of rush through it just because I want to do something else. Because my brain, you know, when you get so fixated into a hobby or something, at least that's the way my brain works. I just want to do it and I'm thinking about it 24/7, and the only thing I want to do is work on it. But I'm trying to balance things out because, you know, no extreme is healthy. So I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that my challenge video is going to go up either Monday or Wednesday. And if it doesn't, don't worry, it's going to come soon. And I really, really promise you that it's going to come before the end of the month, because I don't know potentially what I could do for the month of October, but for September, there's definitely a challenge. So yeah, I guess this is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed my chitter chatter. I wanted to do the tag questions that Katie did. Like, I think it was a week ago now or 2 weeks ago now. I don't even remember now. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to do the tag for last week and also for this week. But I don't know, I guess I've had enough things to talk about to not have to fill the WIP and chat with this tag. So I either do that tag next week or because I wanted to do it before September. Like, I didn't want to do it like at the end of October or anything. So I don't know. I was also thinking about doing a WIP and chat type style video, but with those questions. But then it would be just like a WIP and chat. So I still don't know what I'm gonna do. If nothing else comes up, or if next week I either feel that I don't want to do WIP and chat, or that there aren't many updates to do with the WIP and chat, I might do the tag. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, and don't forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye bye.